Embers Adrift is a newly released MMO that just had a free weekend, so I decided to spend a majority of my weekend playing it to see what it was about. It's more aligned with old school MMOs like EverQuest and Classic WoW. Now, there are a lot of pros there, but the cons that are there weigh pretty heavily and do feel as if they outweigh the pros sometimes. With the current update, I think it'll help them in their journey, but a few things still need to change. As of yesterday, Embers Adrift had a box price of $30 and a monthly subscription of $10 a month. Moving forward, those who bought the game will be able to continue to play the game free of charge, but those who have yet to buy simply just need to buy the game now and no subscription is required. That subscription option is still there, and there are a few in-game additional bonuses for those who do subscribe, but nothing that is too groundbreaking or pay-to-win-ish. Subs get more character slots, and non-subs get one character. There's a box cost because there is no cash shop or any pay-to-win mechanics, just like an old-school mmorpg would be. I, for one, as well as the player base, 100% appreciate this. I think that this could help them out in terms of bringing more players to the game because not everyone wants to or has the money to subscribe monthly, so I do think the numbers will eventually increase. The pros. I really did enjoy my time playing Embers Adrift. I love the old school feeling of it. Leveling up takes a long time and can be very slow. I'm someone who appreciates that, but I understand that many don't, especially in today's market. Opening my map to only find that the map doesn't show you where you are. You unlock landmarks as you come across them, but you have to pay attention to where you're going if you want to get to where you're going. There's also no navigator, so you actually have to read the quest that's being given or the important parts of the conversation so you can figure out where to go. Not everything is this person is under this rock or they're over here. A lot of the time it's just a general direction. This makes you ask around in the chat to see if other players know where the current NPC you're looking for is. Speaking of community, this is easily one of the best parts of this game. The community wants this game to succeed so bad. I had no problems finding a group to play with, getting directions, and just learning more about the game. I didn't even mention that there's one server. Yeah, one server. You talk about your decisions actually meaning something, everyone is on their best behavior because word travels quickly if you've been a bad party member. I love teaming up with certain people only to disband our party and then see them roaming the world later that day or the next day. This all increases the community morale, world building, and immersion. There's a bit of fast travel, but nothing too wild. All it does is take you to that zone, and you still have to explore and walk everywhere. I didn't utilize it because I didn't care to, but from what I've seen, it doesn't make a huge difference. Some of the cons. I'm not really a big stickler for graphics. Could they be better? 100%, no doubt. I don't think it's required though to enjoy your time in this world. I found that the immersion, systems, and community kept me around. If that's something that you hold close, you won't like it. I mentioned that I had no problem finding groups to help me complete the content. If you plan on going into this game alone and refuse to talk to anyone, you're gonna be fighting low-level mobs for hours and you're gonna hate it. You need others. One of the few issues that I really had was the combat. Now, I understand the positional aspect of combat because if you stand in a certain spot, you can get damage bonuses. Cool. But with the way your character and camera moves, this can make it difficult, especially when the mobs can clip through your bodies at times. You then have to back up and reposition yourself to attack again because you can't attack anything, or in my case, heal anyone unless it's directly in front of you. All the while, the mob can hit you even if it's clipping your body. Super frustrating. Listen, the dungeons are lit. If you like exploration, chilling with your homies, knocking them down together, and being immersed in this world, then this is for you. I was able to do one dungeon so far. This isn't your typical linear dungeon either. You don't load in and follow one path with your specific party and eventually find the boss. No, you load in with your party, no map, no direction, just exploration. Again, it's one server, so there very well may be other people there looking for the same mob or mobs that you're looking for. I will say though, the world bosses and dungeon bosses are slightly underwhelming because there's no big moment where the cave starts shaking and lights start flickering. Nah, It's simply just a name change to the mob, so you need to be paying attention. The dungeon bosses don't always spawn in the same place either, so you have to be aware of that when you're looking for them. I also got to experience a world event, which was really cool. Most world events in video games have no risk to them, it seems, but this one did. I died like 50 times and was laid out next to a lot of many party members and others who participated in the event. It was a nice event and a way to bring the community together, which again was dope. Having played the weekend and knowing what I know now, I'm gonna continue to play Embers Adrift. I understand that this is an indie team made up of 13 people, some of who came over when the project was still initially called Saga of Leucemia. I do worry though, because that isn't always enough. How many YouTubers, musicians, entertainers, you name it, didn't break through because they couldn't find their place? I think Embers Adrift is currently in that cycle. It's very old school, very niche, and your 2023 MMO player doesn't want to play that. 90% of the people that I talked to that came by when I was streaming said this.
Oh, I can't see. Oh, let's look at some streamers. Oh, it's the SticQeno. It is so nice to see something that reminds me of EverQuest. Yeah, I played back in 1784. It was a great time. Yeah, this game reminds me of it. I'm glad you were liking it.
The graphics, combat, and pace doesn't align with the current player. I think if they were to find that dedicated group of people that enjoy this type of game, they would be fine. But most people don't want to pay a box fee plus a subscription for something they consider to be a beta or unfinished or unpolished. Now that that's abolished, we have to see how many people are willing to pay a box fee with no sub price. Hopefully that helps the player base and the game grow. I will say though, a lot of us say the MMO genre is dying, but we don't want to do our part in help the new and upcoming MMOs, right? You have a passionate team here. They even do monthly updates. Indie team that listens to the community? Buy the game, try it. Don't subscribe if you don't want to. If you can't buy the game, engage with their Twitter. Even tell your old school MMO homies about the game. Remember, we have more power than we think.